Alright, this is my first YouTube video. A friend asked me to upload a video about disassembling, reassembling, and running a functions check on the Smith & Wesson Mod 4516-1 45 ACP handgun. It is a 7-round single stack handgun. Safety is not on. This is just a basic failed strip to obviously just clean it. Let me know if I cover everything, if you see everything right, and if you can hear me in the comments. So here we go. First thing is, just want to make sure that it's clear. Okay, it is clear. Safety is on. So first step is just try and get a good grip on the slide. Ride it back to where this little notch right here, which is actually the slide catch, is past the retaining pin for the slide catch. And just on the opposite side, you will see this little pin sticking out. You want to push on that side to push the pin through. Now you can release the slide and it won't go anywhere. And you can see the slide catch just protruding about a 1/16 of an inch or so. Alright, so just put a little bit of pressure back on the slide to get it back a little bit. You'll see the barrel kind of free up in there. Just give it a little bit more of a push to get it almost all the way through. And then you just want to pull up, slide it over, and then you can go ahead and pull that out while still holding the slide. Now you can ride the slide forward just like that, and the slide's really not going to go anywhere because the safety is still on. So once you go ahead and flip the safety off, you can just go and ride the slide right off of the frame like so. Alright, put that down. Now here you have the buffer and the buffer spring. Alright, what you want to do is just put a little pressure against it and hold on to it. Just pull it out. And there you go. You have your buffer. You can see mine needs a cleaning. Got a little bit of carbon on the front. That's alright. Alright. And your spring. Now you have your barrel assembly, which is pretty much free at this point. So right here to the ejection port, just push up on it. And you can go ahead and pull that right out. And then pretty much can clean the whole slide. I'm not going to go into taking out the firing pin and everything. You got to pull the safety and everything out. And there's a bunch of little pins in here. So yeah, there's the stripped slide to the 4516, and right here is the whole lower receiver or frame. You can go ahead and clean in there. The trigger, you have the extracting lever, I don't know exactly what they call it here, and then you got these little safeties off to the side. We'll get into those in a minute. So now putting it back together, just same thing but opposite. Just drop your barrel assembly back in, make sure it's locked in there. Then you have your buffer and spring. Alright, goes right into this little port area right here in the bottom. Now before we do that, you'll see right here on the bottom of the barrel assembly, I don't know if you can really get a good look at that, but there's a little notch right there, kind of a, not a half circle, but there you go, you can see it now. There's that little notch right there. When you push the buffer back in, you want to make sure you're holding on to it good. Just slide it past this top piece right here. Alright, then you feel it pop into that notch. Now make sure it's secured into that notch, or else buffer will pretty much go flying across the room. So, alright, we got the slide back together. As you can see, mine needs a good cleaning, but I just took it out shooting and then made this video. So we got that back together. What you want to do at this point is just kind of set it back onto the frame in these little rails. You'll see the rails on the inside, rails on the outside. Just try and line those rails up and slide it back past that. Once you get to this point, it's going to stop on that little extracting lever, or I don't know exactly what they call that, but it gets stuck right here. So what you want to do is you just want to push down on that, ride it past that, and then it'll stop against this safety, this black safety right here. Okay, my trick is, without obviously sticking my hand in front of the muzzle or anything, is I just push down that second one, ride it past it. Now I put my thumb in between the hammer and the slide just to get it down inside of there. Alright, so now the slide will ride right past it. Once you get to this point, if you just push against the slide just slightly, you can push the safety back down. Now it's kind of locked back in place like when you started. You can see inside of here, when you go to pull the slide back to kind of put that retaining pin back in, or I'm sorry, the slide catch back in, this will stop that pin from going in. So you got to make sure that the barrel is all the way back, and then you can just slide that pin back through like that, and then it'll stop. Okay, right here there's this little tiny pin. Alright, you got to push it in on that while pushing down on the slide catch. Alright, and then just ride the slide back forward. If it's back in place properly, it will just ride right past it. So, there you go. It's back together. Next thing would be the functions check. You need empty magazine. It's the 7-round single stack 45 ACP magazine that comes with the 4516-1. Alright, so magazine in, on safe. Alright, make sure it's clear, obviously. What you want to do is you want to test the safety first, make sure that safe is working. After taking it apart, just ride it to the rear, okay, and then just release the slide, and obviously muzzle awareness. Just test the trigger. This hammer should automatically fall if the safety's on. This is also the hammer release right here. This should automatically fall. If this stays back, there's a problem. Also, your trigger should not activate the hammer at all. So, there we go. Safety is working. Now, for the next part, what you want to do is you just want to ride the slide back, let the slide catch, lock it back, okay? You want to hold down on the trigger and flip the safety off, okay? Holding down on the trigger, release the slide like that. Keep it down. Now, if you slowly ride it forward, you hear that harmonic click, okay? From that point, just pull the trigger to the rear again. You'll hear the hammer drop. If that happens, then you have a functioning fire. Now again, you really wouldn't know until you start cycling magazines. But yeah. Overall, this is one of my personal handguns. I like it. It's reliable for the most part. It's got nice sights, fairly accurate. The only downfall I see is it's kind of heavy for carry. I don't really like carrying this over my Glock, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know if I missed anything, if I could do anything better in the comments, and have a good day. Thank you.